What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, former unified 3-belt welterweight world champion, former WBA, WBC, IBF welterweight world champion, superstar boxer, Errol "The Truth" Spence Jr., who is now 28 wins, no losses. 28 wins, 1 loss, no draws. 22 wins by way of knockout, 33 years of age, 5'9.5" with a 72-inch arm reach. Finally breaks his silence. Okay. This according to NFL Hall of Fame legend Michael Irvin, who stated that he was heartbroken and reached out to Errol "The Truth" Spence Jr. We know Michael Irvin is a longtime Dallas Cowboy player and a Hall of Famer, icon in the sport of football. He's a Hall of Famer. He stems from Florida, but he, is homegrown by Dallas. They adopted Michael Irvin. Obviously, Errol Spence is born in New York, but again, homegrown in Dallas. So they have a relationship. So after he witnessed the July 29th Las Vegas, Nevada T-Mobile Arena mega showdown, where now undefeated 3-division world champion, former junior welterweight undisputed world champion, now the current undisputed welterweight world champion, superstar boxer, who is widely acknowledged and recognized as the #1 best pound-for-pound fighter in the world, in Terrence "Bud" Crawford, who is now 40 wins, no loss and no draw, 31 big wins by way of knockout. He is 35 years of age, 5'8" with a 74-inch arm reach. Errol Spence 5'9.5" with a 72-inch arm reach. And Terrence Crawford absolutely put on a dazzling performance and a dominating performance as he dominated Errol Spence shockingly in a manner nobody predicted. He dropped him in the 2nd round, twice in the 7th, and stopped him in the 9th, and battered him in 3, 4, 5, and 6, and in the 8th. And I gave Errol Spence the 1st round. It was hard to watch. And so it was hard for Michael Irvin to watch. So Michael Irvin, he stated that he reached out to Errol Spence. And he's concerned and he was heartbroken. And he said he'd been reassured by Errol Spence that told him, don't be heartbroken. Don't be concerned. This blank ain't over. I'm going to get my get back. And Michael Irvin stated that, he was trying to give Errol Spence some rundowns of things he should do and shouldn't do, and some adjustments he need to make. And Errol Spence is well aware of the adjustments he needs to make. Well-renowned 2-time trainer of the year, Derrick James, future Hall of Famer, he stated that it's going to be much different. Everything's going to be different when they face off again in the rematch. That's going to take place at junior middleweight, 154. The powers that be are trying to push Errol Spence in the direction of fighting other fighters or just taking time off, right? They're advising him to take time off or fight somebody else, okay? Go in a different direction. It's a hard sell for the fans. As I told the fans and I tell the people, it's a hard sell to convince the fans to purchase this fight again on pay-per-view. It did between 600 and 700,000 pay-per-views. They both got guaranteed purse $25 million. They did the 6th highest gate in Las Vegas boxing history with $21 million. So they did big numbers. But the prices, the ticket prices, the pay-per-view prices, it's a hard sell to convince the casuals and the public to invest in it in an immediate rematch. And so the powers that be want to see Errol Spence take time off. We heard Showtime President of Sports Steven Espinosa recently state that he don't see the rematch taking place till late next year, 2024, or at best early 2024. But he's hard pressed to see it happening in December. Now, Errol Spence has 5 days. Errol Spence has 5 days from now, where today he has till the 29th, okay, of August. August 29th is the deadline. So he has 6 days to make a decision legally, where Terrence Crawford is bond to and obligated to give him a rematch, right? They agreed to an immediate rematch, and the loser had 30 days from the fight to petition for the rematch. Now, Errol Spence immediately after the fight stated that he wanted to have the rematch. Let's do it again. We got to do this again. He even told his family and his son, we got to do this again. We got to do that, run that back, right? And he said, let's do it again, 54 in December. Well, Stephen Espinosa is not so open to that, right? Stephen Espinosa is now saying, we'll see. When a fighter takes a tough fight like that and is in a tough fight, code word for taking punishment. Now, Errol Spence has been suspended by the Las Vegas Boxing Commission until September 28th. 2 months he was suspended. Then he's able to resume boxing his career in Las Vegas. So with that said, Errol Spence don't want nothing else. I'm sure he's being advised to go in the direction of fighting former unified WBA, WBC, welterweight world champion, superstar boxer, Keith one-time Thurman. Keith one-time Thurman is 30 wins, 1 loss, no draw, 22 wins by way of knockout, 34 years of age, 5'8" with a 69-inch arm reach. Or a fight that I say Errol Spence should go in the direction, it makes sense to me to be able to build this rematch up, is the new WBO junior middleweight, super welterweight world champion, Australian star boxer, Tszyu, who's 23 wins, no loss, no draw, 17 wins by way of knockout. Tszyu is 28 years of age, 5'8.5" with a 72-inch arm reach. He's not the biggest junior middleweight in the world, but Tszyu has a backing, he has a title, and it's 154 pounds. Errol Spence is now ranked, I believe, 3 or 4 in the WBC rankings. So it makes sense for me for Errol Spence to go ahead and fight Tszyu, right? And become a world champion. You beat Tszyu. Tszyu has a following, a backing. Beat Tszyu, become the world champion, 2-division world champion. And then you go ahead and you rematch Terrence Crawford. You beat Tszyu like he did Yordenis Ugas in his last win in the unification bout, where he broke Yordenis Ugas' ribs, nose, and orbital bone. It's a way to convince the fans that what they witnessed against Terrence Crawford was an anomaly. It was just that moment, right? It was that he was weight drained, he wasn't himself, and he's going to be better in the rematch. But an immediate rematch with Terrence Crawford, it's a hard sell to the fans, to the public. Errol Spence very well can make an adjustment and be better in the rematch, right? Very well, very much so. He can make adjustments and be better in the rematch and possibly win the rematch. It's an uphill battle, in my opinion, because Terrence Crawford showed that he was quicker, had faster hands, faster feet, quicker reflexes, a better athlete, and he proved to be stronger. Now, Errol Spence his reaction time, Terrence Crawford reaction, his jab was better. Now, Errol Spence may very well be stronger in the rematch, okay? He can clean up some of the fundamental flaws and, issues that he displayed against Terrence Crawford. The flaws, the mistakes he made, he can clean those up. And he could possibly be stronger. Is he going to be stronger than Terrence Crawford in the rematch? That's neat. That's has to be seen, because Terrence Crawford was stronger, and Terrence Crawford's going to be even stronger at 154. You allow him not to cut 7 pounds of muscle because he don't have a lot of water weight. So Terrence Crawford cut 7 pounds of muscle to fight Errol Spence at 147. Now you're going to allow him to gain 7 pounds of muscle and be even better rehydrated and be more comfortable and have more energy. He's going to be even stronger. And he's going to be even quicker, in my opinion, right? So he's going to be better at 147 than he was at 147 at 154. And Terrence Crawford, we know, has the ability to switch from southpaw to orthodox. He didn't even display that. So there's a lot that Errol Spence has to prepare for and address and clean up. He very well can. But it's a hard sell to the fans. It's an easier sell if Errol Spence was to beat Tszyu, convince the fans, work on things that he knows that he has to work on against Terrence Crawford, beat Tszyu, and then, you know, become a world champion, 2-division world champion. And then, you know, the fans buy into it. The fans will buy into it. They'll pay for it. You know, they'll support it. They'll buy into it. And Errol Spence is like, listen, I don't want Keith Thurman. I don't want Tszyu. This blank ain't over. I want Terrence Crawford in the rematch. So Terrence Crawford is willing to oblige. He feels, you know, in debt to Errol Spence for Errol Spence even giving him the opportunity this fight. Because like Terrence Crawford said, if it wasn't for Errol Spence, this fight would have never came to fruition. Because the powers that be didn't want to make it happen. They didn't believe in my value. Errol Spence did. So he believes in, you know, this fight. So he said that, I don't want nobody else. I want Terrence Crawford. This blank ain't over. So let's see how it unfolds and when it takes place. Errol Spence obviously is going to have to, you know, convince the powers that be and the networks to pay him the money that they're going to be looking for to have the rematch. So let's see how it unfolds. But that's all I got for y'all. Make sure you hit the like button. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue, Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button. Hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is, man. Shouts out to the entire LDBC. Shouts out to Black Media Row. Make sure you like and share the videos. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.